fun because you've seen it change. You've seen it grow as you walk in each one. You see the different teams come and go, the different T-shirts that have been designed for it, the different venues it's been at, the different activities they bring in. So it's kind of nice to see how it's
Speaking
blossomed.
of T-shirts, for folks who may not be able to see all that, of course, Create Hope. Create Hope.
And this is one of the 3 volunteer T-shirts. We are set up in 3 different sort of villages.
Break that down for viewers who obviously may not have seen the village set up yet.
Instead of being at the beach or instead of being at Margaritaville, which is where we've been the last few years, we are at in front of the visitor center. There's a huge Broadway Commons, I think they call it, on 21st.
Right.
And we have that whole grassy area. We will have some tents. They'll be, I think, grouped in little villages. I will be in the Hope Village, which is for survivors or those that have lost a loved one. So their volunteers will be in the red. There will be the Inspire Village, which will be those that want to sign a challenge to let's walk more, let's get our company involved, let's do more health-oriented, let's eat better.
Get them interested in start.
Exactly. You got to start somewhere. And that's the theme of the walk this year is start. In fact, the bracelets say...
Say it right here.
Start, walk more, plus eat well, equal live longer.
I love it. These are great bracelets. Em and Clara will love that.
I hope so.
So the 3 separate villages, you named 2 of them.
The last one is Celebrate.
Okay.
And those must be for those that don't pass out walking. No, I'm just teasing. There'll be a kids area, and they'll be honoring those that are the top fundraisers.
Right. Yeah, that's where
walk.
folks actually sign up. They're taking pictures of the teams, pictures of individuals, the top individual fundraisers.
I understand we have some beauty queens coming in.
Oh,
yeah, they'll be
Mark
greeting
Crew,
people.
I talked about that yesterday. The Miss South Carolina.
We'll sing the national anthem before we kick off.
Tremendous.
So that'll be a nice
meeting
thing.
her, excuse me,
And I'm part of a group called Mended Hearts. We're survivors. So we'll be all in the Hope tent manning that, and we hope to have people come in and share their stories and write them and post them in our tent area.
You have been active in Mended Hearts for a good while.
This is like 50 or 60.
Is that right? Sure.
I don't know.
And that's folks who visit area hospitals or principally Grand Strand?
We actually have a visitors program at Grand Strand.
Right.
I am not a visitor. It's mostly during the day, and I knew they now allow the visiting at night and on the weekends, and I just have not gotten into that. But we visited patients that are either getting ready to have surgery or have had surgery and are still in the ward. Right. And we go and visit and we answer questions and we tell them, there is life after surgery.
What are some of the most prevalent questions, Ann? What's something you hear on a regular basis? Can you think of any that really stand out in your mind?
I've had someone who was a boater, and he said, I'm afraid I'll never be able to get on my boat again. Why not? Why not? There's a lot of people that just sit there and they don't even want to walk to the mailbox. They're afraid to go down the mailbox to check the mail because they're going to have another heart attack or need to go back in the hospital. That's not the way it is.
That's a great point, because they're so scared that it just came out of the blue anyway. It's going to come out of the blue again.
No, a lot of them, the big challenge is quitting smoking or starting to exercise. And there is cardiac rehab, which a lot of the survivors end up having to go 3 months of cardiac rehab. And that gets you on an exercise program, monitored. It's right there in the cardiac rehab facility at Grand Strand, so you're monitored. Nothing's going to happen to you that someone's not watching you. And you gradually build up your stamina again, so you can go back out and get on that boat or ride your horse or just go back to work.
Or ride a bike, as
ride
you
a bike,
said.
go camping, go hiking, exactly.
How exciting. That's a great commitment. Mended Hearts is something, is that in many communities or is that just indicative of...
It is actually 50-some years old. It was started in the 50s by a doctor and some of his patients. They just sat together and said, hey, this is great. We can answer questions or support each other. And it's grown from there. It's in, I believe, all 50 states.
Is that right?
And they have a convention once a year, and they get together and they share speakers and ideas and how to build a chapter, how to recruit, how to work with your hospital more, things like that.
You had helped found the local chapter.
No, I was not a charter member. I was recruited at a heart walk. And I was recruited before I knew I'd even need it. I had gone 28 years without any heart conditions when I moved down here. And I thought, I want to get involved with something like that. And I joined, and then about 2 years later is when I needed a new valve 3 years ago. So I've been with them ever since.
The walk route is a little different this year, obviously, than it kicks off in the visitor center. But at the same time, for folks who hadn't been out here in the past and still want to get out here.
I know it goes
I don't
through
want to put it. That's right. I don't want to put you on the spot. Obviously, comes through here, but it's going to be easy. Folks don't have to make the entire 3 loops.
No, you don't.
The question is, can folks just come out and be there for the kickoff and be there at the beginning and still be a part of the walk without
definitely.
walking?
You can participate, and we know that a lot of our Mended Hearts members or a lot of our people in the Hope Tent are not going to be able to make the whole walk.
Sure.
But we're glad just to have them there, share stories, support us and everything. So we'd love to have them out here. I wish I knew the route. I have not walked it yet, but I know Dean.
Don't even think about it. Obviously, Dean Vincent will be with us on Thursday, so
she'll give you all the
definitely make it happen. A very aggressive goal, $275,000, and obviously
huge.
a lot of that will be raised during the bank days. Will be recognized during the bank days tomorrow and Thursday, I think, leading up to this Saturday.
That's when all the corporate teams can turn in their money, so we're not counting $275,000 the morning of the walk. We don't want to have to mess with all that money.
Don't want to be sitting out here with $275,000 either. I'm sure Broadway wouldn't mind, but somebody would like to get those dollars turned in earlier, have a good feel of it, and of course to be able to make sure you get your shirt with all the sponsor logos on the back. We want to enable the sponsors, so many dedicated sponsors, to get their logos out and on as many people as possible. Phone number is simple. Is it the 282-2907 number?
Yes.
282-2907. If someone wants to call and they can't be out on Saturday, they want to make a donation, I think.
My team name is, just write it out.
Oh, that's right. Make it out to team. Is the team Laymon?
No, you make it out to American Heart Association.
Yeah.
But
give us a ball. Who's on your team, man? How many folks do you have?
Actually, I think I have about 4 or 5 of my Prudential Realtors walking.
Okay.
But then I'm also involved with our larger corporate team.
The Burrs and Chapin team.
And I think we have 23 or 24 that are walking. So we're excited about that. We're all going to show up in force and have a good time.
That is fantastic. That will be a great turnout. Burrs and Chapin's been raising a lot of money over the years for the Heart Walk and for different Heart Association events.
Exactly. Not just the Heart Association.
Oh, of course, not just the Heart Association. The March of Dimes,
United Way,
the American Cancer Society, the United Way.
Everything.
Burrs and Chapin does a lot to give back. Of course, we're on land, which I guess is owned by BNC.
Yes, it is.
Which Ripley's must be one of the many dedicated tenants of the company there, which is exciting. And when you think about companies, big companies, but also very small companies can make a difference this Saturday. What's a way someone can still be involved? They've got, 4 days left to raise money leading up to Saturday. What are some of the small things that folks can do? I think you said if they raise $100, they can get a nice Heart Association.
The $150 is the official walk shirt. The $25 is the Ripley shirt the day of the event.
Right.
There are some other prizes. I don't have a prize brochure, but I know there are different levels, I think, starting at the $150 T-shirt level.
Right.
And they go up from there, and they're usually heart-related events or items, watches, and I think there's a cardiac monitor and
nice towels and
blankets and things like that.
Chairs.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they can just raise funds. Go around your neighborhood, ask. That's probably the easiest way.
What are some things you all have done in the office, Ann?
I have the red hearts, and I didn't bring one today, but I have a glass.
You're wearing the red shirt.
I got the red shirt, the red hearts.
They let you wear that to the office. Well, of course, it's 7 a.m., so you'll change.
Yeah, I'll wear it. No, I'll wear it. I'm not embarrassed to wear it to the office. Heck no, they know why I'm coming.
That's right.
But I have red hearts, and we have a glassed-in conference room, and I post the Heart Walk sign there saying, hey, here's the walk, here's the details, here's the date, come join me. And I ask for donations, and anybody that makes a donation, I put their name on a red heart, and it goes on that glass wall.
You don't have any trouble asking for money from the American Heart Association, do you?
Actually, after all these years,
Even with the 4 surgeries, Ann? You just have to, what's the part that's difficult to do?
Asking the same people over and over again,
I guess.
That
is tough. Yeah,
and I can't ask family this year because they've given to my brother's team.
Helped out your nephew,
so that's, my pie is getting sliced smaller, I guess.
No, well.
But it's all going to the same cause, and that's what's important.
Absolutely.
The research dollars that come from this, or the education, the school programs we have, the CPR that comes through American Heart Association, the wellness events we do for the
the free blood pressure screenings, I know, and obviously many other things that will happen this Saturday. In each one of the tents, I guess.
There'll be activities in every one of them.
In the red tent, there'll be something going on. I think that's where they're doing the free blood pressure checks.
I think so. Plus, we'll share stories. We'll have people write up their stories and honor their loved ones. The kids' tents or the kids' area has the inflatables. I think we've got mascots coming in. The beauty queens are always a winner.
Very nice.
Though I understand they won't be wearing their high heels.
Oh, no.
comfortable shoes.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Well, that's
But they'll have their
okay.
tiaras and their sashes, so everybody knows who they are.
Nice. That's hilarious.
So it should be a good time.
Has your own daughter gotten involved with the American Heart Association?
She has in the past, but she's in Chicago this year.
Oh, is that right?
She's a sophomore at DePaul University.
She's at DePaul.
Yeah, but she's transferring to Clemson in January.
She's coming back to the Palmetto State.
She said it's not the cold weather, but I really wonder if that has a factor.
Yeah,
She survived one winter in Chicago. I was hoping she would have checked out the Chicago Heart Walk, because I imagine that would have been
started at DePaul, or she transferred up there from...
She started in DePaul, so she's a sophomore. She'll finish out her quarter at Thanksgiving, and then she'll come home for Christmas break, and then she'll hopefully start at Clemson for her second half of her sophomore year in January.
Have you met other young ladies or other women or other men that had a hole in their heart that have overcome some of the same surgeries?
I have, and not just hole in the heart. I actually was dating a gentleman from Virginia a couple years ago and went to the Hampton, Virginia area heart walk, which was at their zoo. And I met a group of young kids in their late teens, early 20s that were all survivors. A couple of them had mechanical valves. A couple of them had bovine valves, which is what I have. I have a bovine pericardium valve. And just hearing their stories, I didn't know. Well, I know that when you're in a mechanical valve, with a mechanical valve, you have to take Coumadin, a blood thinner, the rest of your life. But I didn't know till I chatted with them that if you're in a quiet room, you can hear it.
No.
And one of the gentlemen said, no one told me that I can only have one beer on a date. He said, my date had to drive me home because the Coumadin, the blood thinner, the beer, the alcohol went right to his head.
Wow.
And I thought, that's important that kids know that when you're at that age and you're on Coumadin the rest of your life, that you have to watch things like that. So it was an interesting group of kids, but all full of life, all very positive for their future, and that's exciting.
That's what it's all about. Those are great words. Ann, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
I'm
Sorry
delighted
we've
to
run
be
out
here.
of time.
That's okay. It went
Look forward
very
to see
quickly.
you on Saturday.
I hope to see you.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Ann Laymon coming up next. We got just enough time for you to get online this morning, right before you go to work. Start waccamawsc.org. www.startwaccamawsc.org. Go online. You can set up some fundraising between now and Saturday. In addition, if you can't get it all turned in by Saturday, you can continue to raise funds until June 30th. You can continue to raise funds and get them all committed back to this heart walk. We need your help. You heard Ann talk about it. Think about the experiences for her from a surgery at age 3, age 7. Even that doctor telling her parents you need to wait a little while, and then it was a very successful surgery at age 15. And think about that even 3 years ago. 28 years with nothing, and then to have to go back in 3 years ago. Finally, to get it hopefully just right. 28 years sounds like just right to me, and for so many of the other folks at the same time, it could go on indefinitely. If you'll make a difference to step out and start walking this Saturday. 8 a.m. registration, 9 a.m. the walk kicks off right over in front of the Visitor Center out here at Broadway at the beach. Come on down. Pick up the phone, 282-2907, 282-2907, or go online, start waccamawsc.org.